Hey y'all, today I have 10 ways that you can prepare for your trucking insurance quote. Number one, most important, don't wait until the last minute. I know sometimes things happen and maybe have an unexpected cancellation, but give as much time as you possibly can to it'll help you get the best quote. Most companies do take several days. There's only really one, maybe two insurance companies that will give you a quote immediately. So that's number one. Number two, if you've ever had a policy or still have a current policy, either one, you're going to want to request a report called loss runs. You can get that either directly from the insurance company or from your previous or current agent. All that is a report of either claims that you've had or showing that there were no claims. That usually has to have the current date, but cover the last 3 years. So if you've had a policy at all in the past 3 years, even if you don't currently have one, they will be able to see that information under your DOT number. So go ahead and request it, even if it's not currently in place. Number three, if you plan on parking your trucks or truck at a place that is not your home or your mailing address. As you probably know from setting up your DOT, you can have a mailing address and a physical address. We will need both. It's debatable, but in part, at least, the price will be based on your garaging address, meaning where they're parked. If it's in another state, that's a whole nother story. But for example, what's most common is if you give a mailing address that's an apartment. Some insurance companies are right away going to say, no, we need your rental agreement because it's usually not allowed to park larger units or commercial units at an apartment. Then you're going to need a rental agreement for a storage unit, a yard, anything will work. If you're just renting a space from your friend, write out an informal agreement. The important part is the address where it will be stored or parked. And of course, the date of the agreement. Those are the two important pieces. You will also need number three, yard agreement. We just covered that one. Number four, check and work on your personal credit. Believe it or not, there are some insurance companies now that put a lot of weight on your personal credit. And so if you're a one owner operator, it's just you, of course it's going to be your credit. But if it is a company, an LLC or a corporation that you're insuring, they're going to go with the owner. There's more than one owner. Sometimes you can pick and choose which owner to list. That might help. There is one major company insurance company that's for newer motor carriers, starts with a big giant P, is one that puts a lot of weight on credit, so it will affect your price. There's tons of credit repair out there, so it's definitely worth checking your credit and trying to fix anything going on there before getting your policy. Number five, we'll definitely need the truck information. Seems a little obvious, but maybe you applied for your DOT, you're looking for quotes, and you haven't actually purchased the truck yet. There's usually no problem with that, but we will need the year, make, and model that you're considering, and when possible, a VIN number, even if you just get one offline for a similar unit that is for sale, that works great. We'll need the trailer information as well. Not only the same information, your make, model, VIN number if possible, but the type of trailer, because the type of trailer you're using tells us a lot about your operations. Number six, we need the driver information. If it's just you, that's great. We'll need your driver's license information, and most insurance companies will require at least 2 years of experience. What that means is if you have a CDL, or a truck, let's just say if you're driving a truck that requires a CDL, most insurance companies will require 2 years. If you're driving a truck that does not require a CDL, they will ask for proof, sometimes take your word for it, that you have 2 years experience driving a similar vehicle. If it's a box truck, that you have 2 years driving a box truck. Number seven, cargo. You need to know what types of products you'll be carrying. If you don't know for sure yet, give it your best guess. But for example, there's a huge difference between hazmat and general freight. If you know you're going to be carrying general freight, give some possible examples, Amazon products, paper products, canned goods, that sort of thing. If you have any special requirements like hazmat or overweight, we definitely need to know that to be able to give you the right coverage. Number 8, radius or your regular route, and we can help you figure out the radius. For example, if your home base is in Florida and you travel from Florida to California and back weekly, we can help you figure out the radius. We just need to know what your normal route will be. And keep in mind, this is still just a quote. Even if you're not absolutely sure, just give us your best guess of what you plan on doing. And those things can always be adjusted before you actually buy the policy. Number 9, any special requirements that you might have. I mentioned knowing, about hazmat, but specifically contracts. So if you know that you're going to contract with Amazon, for example, we know what coverages they require. There are some contracts that require trailer interchange, some that don't, others that require a higher limit of cargo. I would suggest highly that you talk to any company that you plan on contracting with. Most of them will give you either a sample owner-operator lease agreement or a sample certificate that we can go by to know what coverages that they're looking for, because there's a lot of variation. And also very important, almost as important as number 1, number 10, work with one agent at a time. I'm not saying to work only with one agent. If you find a great agent that you like, great, stick with them. Definitely interview a few. Something you want to look for. Well, let me give you the reasoning first. The main reason is that there are the majority of insurance companies, other than the one that starts with a giant P, if they receive quote request from more than one independent agent, it will delay everything. They'll stop everything. They'll say, oh, stop, we got these, and maybe even the information on the application is slightly different. That will really halt everything. If they receive within the few days quote requests from different agents, the insurance company will say, we need a letter signed by the client, the insured, stating who they want to work with, this agent A or agent B. That process alone, us sending you the letter, signing the letter, sending it to the insurance broker, who then has to give it to the insurance company, and someone has to approve it, that all takes, we're talking about 2 or 3 business days minimum. So that will delay the process. I would highly suggest once you find an agent, start with one. If it doesn't go well, cut ties with that agent completely and go on to another one. The whole broker of record letter could still come up, but it's definitely better to start with one only, and hopefully the first one that you choose will do their job correctly. We would love to help you, and also drop your questions, any questions you might have, in the comments, and please follow us for more useful information for your trucking company. Ciao for now.